This radio-controlled toy is actually a 2.5-ton, 3.7-litre, 240 brake horsepower Hummer H3. It was created at Cranfield University's off-road dynamics facility by Dr. James Brighton to test the Hummer in situations that would be too dangerous for a driver. In order to explain how you convert a full-size car into a remote control model, it's probably easier if I get on board and talk you through the inside workings while James operates it using this standard remote control model transmitter. Just like you'd have with something you bought in a toy shop, correct?
Yes.
Great. All right, James, take her away. Look at the steering wheel. It feels like a guy is driving it. The joystick sends signals to a computer in the boot that activates a power steering system. It's just a really weird experience to be sat in the passenger seat watching what is essentially a robot driving for you. That's what this is. It's the limbs of a robot being controlled by a huge robot brain in the boot. The computer in the boot also operates the car's other controls. What's happening is, as James puts it, his very delicate thumb controls into his transmitter, the brain in the back translates those into a language that these pistons, these actuators, the controllers understand. On the right-hand side, you've got one such controller on the pedal, the brain translating very fine movements in his thumb into the kind of movements that your foot would make. The brake one's very interesting because that piston is constantly on, and what James does as he tries to drive is release that pressure. That's a safety feature, so that the default mode for this car, should anything go wrong, is that it stops dead. The whole thing has been specifically designed so that the controls on the remote are exactly the same as those on any other radio-controlled car. Look, watch him change gear, look. There he goes, look, into drive. Isn't that great? And that's a very, very good thing, because it means that this oversized toy can be driven by anyone with some radio control experience. And guess who's got some radio controlled experience? Me!
So I'll put it into first gear for you.
Yeah.
OK, when I pull this lever, it'll give you control. OK. And then if you just move the steering...
Yeah, ready?
You'll see the steering move. All right?
Oh, that's so cool! Remember, this car is worth nigh on 40 grand, and so James wasn't going to let me completely loose with it.
Now, if you want to do a loop round the other way.
Oh, yeah. My controller was connected through his, so he could override me if I should suddenly start heading for a cliff edge. It's so cool! It is exactly like a remote-control car, but because remote-control cars are, on the whole, quite small, even when you're in real mud with them, you either can't move them at all or you can move them. But because of the weight of this machine, you get this incredible kind of wheel spinning and this complete lack of traction. It was amazingly easy to get used to, and despite at one point almost driving straight into a very big, very hard metal post... Yeah. Look at the post!
And you've missed it.
You see the post? I almost totaled the car!
You can see how difficult it is with the perspective of the object.
James was happy to let me do pretty much what I wanted. Can I try the big... Yeah. And I was having a whale of a time. Oh, check it out! This was incredible. Oh. Just think for a moment about what's actually happening here. That huge 4x4 sloshing around in the mud has nobody in it. I was controlling it totally by radio control. Awesome! I love this toy. I want one.